Hello, my name is Randy Dobson. I'm an instructor here in the Houston, Texas area. And this video is actually going to be for some of my students. I've had a couple of y'all have a little difficulty with this Module 2B Problem 7. Hopefully my video is showing both screens. I want to leave this up while I'm drawing it. And I'm going to try to narrate it while I'm drawing it. And again, this is just one way of doing it. One thing I will tell you that's kind of left out is right here. This radius you really can't construct except for using fillet. So I'm just going to kind of draw it up here real quick, and hopefully this will help you understand how to do it. And I'd like you to go back and do it yourself. So the first thing I'm going to do is just draw this left line over here of 5.25. I'm going to start the line command, and with my ortho on, I'm going to type in 5.25, and then I'm going to go across this distance 7.75, and then I'm going to come down the 3.75, and then I'm just going to draw this line out here a little bit. No set distance. I'm just going to put it there. Then I hit escape, and this is kind of where I'm going to start from. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw this first part here, these circles. We see that the distance over here is 4, so I'm going to go up here to the offset command, and I'm going to type in 4, and I'm going to offset this line 4 to there. Now, as you can see, where the center of this circle and this arc and everything is, that's 0.5 down from here. So same command, offset, type in 0.5 to there. Now where these two lines intersect, that is this center point right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to worry about the little circles right now. I'm going to get this outside done first. We see that the radius is 1.5. So I'm going to go circle, radius, and for my center point I'm going to type in INT for intersection. See, it snaps right to that intersection, and my radius I'm going to type in is 1.5. Okay, now this line right here I really don't need anymore because I've got the center of the circle. I actually don't even need this line anymore either, just to get those out of my way. Oops, hit the wrong button there. Let me get the delete. Oops, try that again. Delete that. Okay, now I'm going to put right here where these two radiuses are 0.1. There's one right there, and there's one right here. I've got to break this circle, so I'm going to go here to modify to the little break command, and then I'm just going to click here, and it goes over and it just breaks. I'm just selecting it. It's very easy, and again, like everything else, it goes counterclockwise. And then I'm going to do that again to break that line. So now I'm going to go up here. I'm going to create these arcs. I'm going to go to fillet, and I'm going to go, see my radius right here says 0, so I want to make it radius 0.1, and I'm going to select that and that. I'm going to hit enter to repeat the last command. It's still radius is a 0.1. Go from there to there. Now, while I'm doing my fillets or fillets, I can go ahead and do these two sides. Here's 0.38 here, and this is 0.38. So I go back up to fillet, to radius, 0.38, and get that there. Hit enter to repeat, or your space bar, whichever is convenient. So now I have this top portion all done. Okay, now remember I drew this line right here. I'm going to go ahead and do my fillet in here of 1.25. So I'm going to go to fillet, change my radius, 1.25, enter. Like that. Still leaves me a little piece of line, which is good. I'll show you why that's going to be good. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky, which I'm sure some of you already figured it out. Uh, this right here, since there's really not a dimension for this line, I have to set a circle here, and I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to offset down 3.75. So I'm going to go offset 3.75, enter, and I'm going to take this top line here, go down, and we need to offset this way. And since this is a radius of 0.5 from this line to the center of that circle, or the arc has to be 0.5. So I'm going to go offset 0.5. Now, where these two lines intersect right here is the same point as right here where my little hand is. So I'm going to draw another circle, and it's giving me a radius of 0.5. So I go to circle radius 0.5. I type in INT for where I want to snap to, right there, and I type in 0.5. And as you can see, this is right up on the edge where it should be. Again, I'm going to be using the fillet here in a little bit, but I'm just going to leave this like this for right now. I don't need this line anymore, so I'm going to just erase it. Now I want to create this center. And if you remember from my first course and even into this one, if you notice, as I'm wanting to draw circles or arcs, what am I doing? I'm using lines, because to set these arcs and these circles and these radiuses, you need a center point. And typically a center point needs two dimensions. Like up here for this one, we needed 4 going left to right and 0.5 going up and down. So now I'm going to set this point. Okay, so let's see where we're at here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to offset, which I already have, that 5.25, and I think I probably already erased it. No, I think it's the end of this line, but let me go ahead and offset 5.25 to there. Okay, and now I'm just going to select it with the grips and just grab that blue line and just kind of slide it over here to get a little bit more. So I've got this distance right here down. So now I need to go over 4 from here. So I'm going to go offset 4. So where those two lines intersect, and I'm just going to click on it, select it, and get that blue, make sure they really intersect. I want to make sure I get a good intersecting point. So we know that radius here is 0.75. And yes, I am going a little fast on this because I want to show some dimensioning. But again, this is an intermediate class. I want you to, a lot of this you should already be doing since you created all those drawings in the earlier courses or earlier course. So again, I want to draw this circle right here, 0.75. So I'm going to go circle radius. It's asking me for a center point. I'm going to type in INT to right there, and of course the radius is 0.75. Okay, now this is where I could lose some people, but I want to show you here first. I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to erase that because we don't need them anymore. Now I'm going to be doing some fillets here, so I'm going to break these circles that'll allow it. So I go break to there, go back to break to there. Okay, and actually I'm just going to trim this up. Well, yeah, let me go ahead and do a trim, and I'm going to pick, this is my cutting edge, and this is my cutting edge, and I can go enter and get rid of that line there and this excess here. Okay, so we're starting to close in. Now we're going to go back to AutoCAD introduction. Okay, I'm going to draw a line, and it's saying where's my first point. Well, I want it to be tangent to this line, so I type in TAN, enter, and click anywhere on the line, on the arc. It doesn't matter, because see, it can't pick the tangent where it's going to stop until I pick the next one. So I'm going to type in TAN, enter again, and I'm going to pick on this circle, and voila, hit escape. You've got this line drawn. Okay, now don't need that line anymore, so I'm going to erase it. If I hit the right button, whoops, it's third time's a charm. So I'm going to come up here to trim. I'm going to pick this, and I'm going to trim that, and I'm going to trim that. Okay, so all we have left is this one little arc here, and this is going to be the simplest one of all. It's got a radius of 0.75, so I'm going to come up here to fillet. I'm going to give a radius of 0.75, enter, and I'm going to grab this piece of tangent, this little straight line that's right there, if I can. I'm going to pick this arc, and there you have it. It's slightly different than the drawing, but I will accept this. Technically, there is a piece of straight line in here, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to undo this, and I'm going to go ahead and just show it to you. What you would have to do, and I would accept what I just did, even though I know it's not exactly right, but what you would have to do is go from line, start line, and go from QUA, quadrant, and go up like that. Then you would do the fillet with the 0.75, enter, pick that little piece of line there, and pick that line there. There you would have it. And then you just go to trim, go to that, and there you have it. I don't think, the dimensions are a little bit off here, so that might be why some of y'all are running into some issues. If that's the case, if your dimensions are off down here, then I'm thinking that this drawing has a mistake in it, and I apologize. I take these things straight out of the textbook, as you can see, and all of these dimensions should be fine. Okay, so if you find them off down here, don't worry about it. Okay, because I already have a couple of my assignments where the dimensions are off a little bit. You might not have seen it yet or even noticed it. But that's how you create this drawing. I can go ahead and do these little circles here. We see that the diameter of this center line is 2.25. So I can go circle, diameter, and I'm going to go CEN, enter, CEN, enter. I'm going to pick the center of this circle and the diameter of 2.25. Okay, so there's that. Now I can draw a circle with, let's see, these have a diameter of 0.25, so I'm going to go diameter. I'm going to go to the quadrant, QUA, and the diameter of 0.25. Now, there's several ways you could do it. I'm going to show you that if you haven't learned it yet, the array command is very helpful here, and you're going to see why. As you notice, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 objects. 8 of these circles. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm going to come over here to array, to polar, because polar is circular. It asks me to select the object. I'm going to select that little circle right there. Hit enter. It wants to know where you're going to run the array around, which is going to be right here in this center. CEN, enter. I click on it and watch what happens. Well, as you notice, there's 2, 4, 6 items. Well, no, I come down here to items and I give it 8. And there I'm done. I hit enter, and there I've got it. A lot easier than trying to place them and rotate them. Okay, now whenever you go to do your dimensions, this one again is a little squirrely, but I want you to especially down here, if they're off a little bit, I don't want you to worry about it. And just for any other assignment as you work on these, if you're off a little bit, don't worry about it. Now that I'm seeing these dimensions are off, or they're not, this angle right here doesn't look. Let me just offset something here real quick. No, I see where my mistake is, and I'm going to have to backtrack. I have made a terrible mistake. I'm going to erase all of this. If you noticed, I used that 5.25 for my center, and if you notice, the 5.25 is the bottom. So let's get rid of this and get rid of that. And what I need to do here is I need to bring this line over, and I need to offset it, that 0.75. I'm glad I noticed that. Now, if I offset this 4, now where this, I'm just going to move this down. Now this is the center of my circle. So that little tangent I was showing you in here was incorrect. I thought I remembered it that way. So I'm going to draw this circle again, 0.75 at the INT. Okay, now I don't need any of these lines. Now it's starting to look right. I'm going to break this circle, and then I'm going to do a line from tangent TAN of this arc to TAN of this circle. Well, I'm not sure. I might have to redo this whole circle too. Let me see if it'll let me swing it around. No, let me just do a circle real quick here with a radius of 0.5. Let me kind of get it back to where we were, and then let me break this. Now my line TAN, tangent to TAN, and some of y'all might have made the same mistake that I made. Now we've got this correct. Is this 5.25 doesn't go to the center, it goes to this edge, then you would need to offset 0.75 to get here. I'm going to trim these up. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. I apologize. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I'm going to trim here. Pick this edge. Then pick that to trim off. Now for the, get rid of that one. Now for the finale, the fillet, the radius of 0.75. There we go. Okay, so that there was my mistake is, and I'm just going to kind of get this. Let me see if I can get this dimension to come down here from the end of this, and let's go down 5.25. See, so that's where that would be. And like these dimensions, sometimes you kind of have to add a little piece. If I need to do a line, I just go line from the end of here. Let's see here. See, even the best of CAD people can make a mistake. And I can kind of just extend it over here, just kind of cheat a little bit. But I think that might be where some of y'all have gotten off, just like I did. So see, I am not perfect. So take a look at this. Again, I apologize for it being a lot longer than what I thought. But if you're still having issues with it, please let me know. And that concludes this video. Thank you.